Breaking news. Mom and dad have fled their home. They're no longer there, folks. We're talking about the case of Rebecca and Jake Haro, the two parents, the two prime suspects in the disappearance of their 7-month-old baby boy, Emmanuel Haro, who is still missing after the mom claimed last Thursday, little after 7 p.m., the baby boy was kidnapped while she was changing his diaper outside a Big 5 sporting goods store in Yucaipa, California. The mother went on national TV, along with the father here, Jake, and Rebecca, pleading for their son's return. Most people think it's a lie, it's a hoax. They're scamming. They're involved in some way, shape, or form. Even authorities who brought them in for questioning, additional questioning after they originally made that statement about him being kidnapped, right? Inconsistent statements, the police say. And what happens there? They stop cooperating. Dad says he wants a lawyer, refuses to allow the wife, Rebecca, to be polygraphed. They flee back to their home and stay in their cabazon home for days. Media are there. Podcasters are there. YouTubers are there. Spectators are there. Citizens are there. Searchers are there. Out there trying to get answers, trying to find out what's going on with this little boy. Search warrants conducted at the home. They seized and took the truck where the mom says the baby boy was kidnapped from when she was changing him in front of Big 5. Now, the parents are no longer at that home. They're gone. The lawyer says, they haven't fled the country. But guess what, folks? That house is completely empty. And I'm going to show you. Just earlier, the red Nissan Rogue that is registered to her family was there, along with the attorney's car, and now there's no vehicles there. It is believed now that Rebecca has fled herself and went to her mom's house in Cathedral City, or grandma's house to Emmanuel. Maybe Jake is with her, maybe not. And I say maybe not because the attorney that Jake hired, Vincent Hughes, is only representing him, not her. There might be some fraction and friction within these parties. Maybe one of them's about to crack. But I'm going to share some information about them leaving their home. I don't think they go back. Check it out.
Okay guys, today there's like nobody here. This car is making its way. I saw another car making its way and they were videotaping, but there's like no news here. And there's no people. Let's see, is the red car gone? It's hard to tell. Let me move up a little. Barely moving. Yeah, the red car is gone. Whatever the red car was in the driveway yesterday. There's like nothing here. There's no like cars on the street. There's like nobody here. So what's going on? Why is nobody here today? That's the house and there's just nothing. Nothing. No cars, no anything.
All right, I posted on my X account at JLR Investigates. Make sure you follow me there for all the updates on the Emmanuel Haro case. And I said, red Nissan Rogue spotted at the grandma's home in Cathedral. 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro remains missing. Now, this is the red Nissan Rogue. It is registered to the family members of Rebecca Haro. I actually retweeted myself because earlier I posted that red vehicle was actually at the home. It was at their cabazon home where Rebecca and Jake live, along with the attorney's Tesla that was there. Now the red car is gone. There's no cars there. There's no one there at that house. And the vehicle seems to have made its way to the mother's house. So it is believed at this point that Rebecca and Jake are at the grandma's house or at Mary's house
or it's just Rebecca at Mary's house and Jake is somewhere else. A lot of talk of, what they're up to between both of them, if they're starting to split from this, considering that Jake has an attorney. Jake has an attorney, Vincent Hughes, that's only representing him, not Rebecca. So what's going on here, folks? But they're not at the home anymore. They fled. News reporter Jake Haro was back out at the couple's home in Cabazon today, the home that authorities were conducting search warrants at, the home where spectators were outside of the home yesterday. And he says SBCSD confirms Jake Haro's vehicle has been collected for evidence of processing. That would be the truck, as we previously reported. Jake Haro's defense attorney, Vincent Hughes, tells me the family is still here and hasn't left the country. Look at that. Still here, but hasn't left the country. What did people say, that they were fleeing the country? But they're not at that house. So Vincent Hughes is not telling the truth. They're not at that house. The house is completely empty. He told me outside the home on Monday evening that even if the family wanted to leave, they didn't have a vehicle. That is ridiculous, because there was a red vehicle there yesterday with Vincent Hughes, right? Vincent Hughes, and that red vehicle's gone. And that red vehicle's back at the grandmother's house, or it could be somewhere else now. But that was a vehicle that Rebecca drives in, the red Nissan Rogue. So Vincent Hughes here doesn't appear to be telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. There's been small groups of people periodically driving by the Haro home in Cabazon this morning, but far less of a crowd than on Monday. It's because the parents aren't there. They fled. They left. And who knows if they'll even go back to that house. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Let me know what you think.
So, what do you think? Emmanuel's still missing. Police said they got surveillance. They still not found him. It's been almost, 5 days now? Almost a week. We're getting towards a week. This is Tuesday. Thursday, this alleged kidnapping happened. But when was the last person to see Emmanuel alive, besides the mom, the dad, we'll say the aunt, the grandma, the mother? I'm talking about a third party. No one believes that Emmanuel was at that park that day or at the Big Five. There's been people that claim that the baby was seen weeks prior, but haven't been seen since. There's no one that have stepped forward to say at that football game that they were at before the Big Five alleged kidnapping that they saw the baby boy outside. Matter of fact, the grandmother has said the baby boy didn't go outside of the football game because she didn't have the baby boy vaccinated. But I find that very strange, considering that she and the baby boy, in her mind, what she says, went to the Big Five to get a mouth guard for the older child that was playing football. They went alone. So if they didn't bring the child outside for the football game, do you think the mom would have brought the child inside to get the mouth guard? At the Big Five, the child wasn't vaccinated? Doesn't make sense to me. And if the child was left in the truck at the football event, did they turn the car off? Was the AC on, the engine? A lot of unanswered questions. We're trying to figure out this timeline when it comes to this case. We're covering it extensively on JLR Investigates. I just shared with you, it seems like Vincent Hughes is telling some lies here. What do you think? Do you think they'll go back to the home? I don't think they go back to the home. Reason being is just becoming, they know the pressure's on. Authorities are working around the clock, conducting search warrants, surveillance that they obtained. I wonder what's on that surveillance. But at the same time, I'm kind of worried here because it's days later and the boy hasn't been found. They would have probably found surveillance of them disposing the child if they did it that way, through a dumpster, burial, mountains, somewhere in the land. But they haven't found the child, and I haven't seen any searches, like on Flight Radar 24, like aerial searches or searches being done. If they were doing grid searches or that general area, the public would know. So I think it's going to take one of these people to crack, or more investigative leads, or more witnesses coming forward, cooperators, informants. We shall see. I don't think they go back to that home. I think they will stay away until this case dies away, expecting it to blow over. Is that the intent here? How could they go back to the house? Because there will be people back at that house. I am JLR Investigates. We're covering this case extensively. Let me know what you think. Sub to the channel, like, hit the notification button. When Emmanuel Haro gets found, we'll share that information. We'll give you all the updates. This is the go-to channel. Scouring the net. Rumors, speculations, facts, media reports, everything we'll keep sharing. We'll talk soon. Justice for Emmanuel. Stay tuned.